What do you think of Los Angeles as like a city?
Wild place, man. Killer. Hectic.
I hate the city.
Crazy? Yeah,
Different.
It's changing a lot by the day, and I think it could be way better if we had a different president.
An oxymoron. Perhaps that is the best way to describe this metropolitan's location. One side surrounds stunning mountain ranges and valleys, while the other is alongside the Pacific Ocean with its lively yet very crowded beaches. Elaborate freeways filled with thousands of cars, expensive brands, fast cars, sophisticated shopping centers, scads of palm trees, and yes, lots of sunshine. From iconic sports teams and their zealous fans to the infamous entertainment industry, the city is known for anything and everything.
This is Los Angeles in 1828, an isolated, soothing, and nature-driven region ruled by the Mexican government and a few Spanish missionaries. But things changed fast. The Mexican-American War, the falling gold rush, the flocking of thousands of immigrants, the establishment of prestigious institutions, numerous industrial developments, and then finally, Hollywood happened.
When Hollywood is thought of as a way of life rather than a place on the map, it can be said that Beverly Hills is more Hollywood than Hollywood.
The movie industry reached an astounding pinnacle in the 1920s, where 80% of the world's films were shot in LA. The brand became global, and the star persona was glorified. If you want to become a star, you would move to the City of Angels. As the city has evolved, so has the culture. These days, stardom is not just limited to the movie industry. A new generation of YouTubers, musicians, and social media influencers have gained immense amounts of popularity, and most of them have moved here. We discussed this trend with some people at the heart of this transformation. Qias Omar reviews the latest sneakers and clothes on his YouTube channel that has gained over 1.1 million subscribers.
Yeah, I started off with doing like skits and stuff, mainly towards like the Middle Eastern culture and things like that. But as I started to, get older and I wanted to make my content more relatable to like who I am, I started to integrate sneakers and fashion and stuff like that. And that's when it kind of like skyrocketed for me. And ever since then, I've just been able to, make an impact with my love for sneakers and streetwear and stuff like that. So it's been cool.
What do you think about the culture right now, like the hype culture? What's your take on it, bro?
It's cool right now, I feel like you got your hype beast, and then you got your like OGs, and then you got your like young kids and resellers. So it's like there's so much to do, and it's like you just don't have to be a sneakerhead. You could be the reseller, whatever you want. I mean, it's dope. I feel like the cool thing about it too is there's a lot of opportunities career-wise. Before you could just be a sneakerhead and just collect sneakers, but now you can be a sneakerhead and resell. You can be a sneakerhead and be a YouTuber. You can be start businesses. Like there's so many different opportunities now.
The Mahmood brothers have a similar story.
Oh man, yeah, the hype culture is something else. I got too many hype beast friends, so it gets a little hectic at times. But I mean, you see yourself get caught up into it, like low key. I was never into like all that hype, but then all my people around me, all the like LA, super into that hype, and you're like, oh shoot, then you start getting into it. But I'm that type of person who's not too much into it, but because of the LA really sucks you into it. That's one thing you guys realize, LA sucks you into the hype. But if you're not like that, if you don't want to change that way, just don't get too caught up with it.
Yeah, what up guys? My name is Ahmed Mahmood. I make YouTube videos basically on comedy, life, fashion, just lifestyle type of vibes.
Bro, I saw you got the Abercrombie Fitch deal. Talk about something about that.
Yeah, I did. Abercrombie Fitch. It was really dope. I used to go to that store as a kid. Now having my posters in the walls on the cologne, it's like really sick. And they're doing a very diversity campaign, which I preach a lot, so I really appreciate it for doing that.
Dude, people will, I see like maybe they'll make a quick buck, like they'll make 200, 300, 500 from reselling, and then they'll just get so infatuated with it, they'll just get so caught up in it, and like that's all they'll try and do, and like it's good if you can make that quick buck. It's good, people on their hustle, I like that. I like seeing people on their hustle, but don't stray away from that ultimate goal, because at the end of the day, this is something that's short term. I feel like reselling all this hype stuff, yeah, people can make a business out of it, but at the end of the day, it's like it's short term. You got to think big picture. Think big picture. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I go about it.
Last question, bro. Such conversations reveal distinctive trends. Although the limits and norms of what was once mainstream fashion have been broken, there is still added pressure on the youth to dress and look the part. Walk down Melrose Avenue and you'll find merchandise from so-called hype and designer brands. This triangular interaction between the visual creators, brands, and millennials has made YouTube its own industry, with LA essentially becoming its mecca. Contrary to the ever-changing clothing and sneaker industry, the people of Los Angeles have well maintained their loyalty and love for their local sports teams. No better way to experience the excitement of the LA sports than to attend a Dodgers and Mets game.
Dodgers struggled throughout the game, yet the fans still managed to taunt the few Mets jerseys in the crowd. Most fans still watch patiently, after which they are rewarded in classic Dodger style in the very last inning. Another late night win against an old rival.
What do you think about Dodgers' impact on the city of LA itself?
I think it's become a huge part of LA culture. I think if you've grown up in LA for the last 30, 40 years, you pretty much grew up a Dodger fan. I think the biggest contribution was the 1988 World Series and the Kirk Gibson home run. You can't have grown up in LA and not at least have heard
and
about
not do the fist pump running around.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that this city holds near and dear. You have the Lakers, basketball obviously, but other sports, you have the Rams that just came back. I'm not a Rams fan, but that's another sports figure that stayed, it's near and dear to the city. But the Dodgers are, ever since they made the move in '58 to come here, it's a whole different monster, in a good way.
Before and after such thrilling games, fans tend to feast. Since 1947, Langer's Deli has been making some of the most delicious pastrami sandwiches that you'll ever taste. The historic family business has hosted presidents, renowned chefs, celebrities, and is packed during most of the day, with customers ordering the classic number 19. LA Weekly's John Gold described it best. Buy into a Langer's pastrami sandwich, and you'll know the inescapable fact. Langer's serves the best pastrami sandwich in America. Norm Langer, an interesting, knowledgeable, and classy guy with a cheerful sense of humor, has been leading it for more than 4 decades now. Mr. Langer views the city in a different light. Except for the bustling deli, he thinks the rest of the city has changed for the worse. So this deli obviously holds a stand in LA, right? Everybody knows about it. I can talk to my parents about it. They've been here. They enjoy the deli. And so, how does this compare to other delis, like the deli down the street? I saw down here. Why is this one so prominent?
You come in and you order a pastrami sandwich. They take the meat out of the steamer. They put it on the machine. They make the sandwich. They put the pastrami back in the tank. You come in and you order a corned beef sandwich. They take it out of the machine, they put it on the machine, same process. The problem is, they did not clean the machine. They did not wipe off the cold congealed grease that's on the machine and the plate. So you've got that leftover on your sandwich. That occurs in every sandwich that's made. So it's not a major issue, but it's a small issue. And if you take a lot of the small items, they add up to a large problem.
LA is like one of the most diverse cities in America, like it's different ethnicities, nationalities. And how do you think that impacts like the types of food we have in LA? Like for example, you said your family was, your mom was Hungarian and your dad was Russian, like the family. So how do you think that affects like the food, like delis, like different type of foods?
It gives some people from other countries, other backgrounds, a place to go eat food like from their homeland, what they're used to, what they like. Yeah. It's not that you're jamming food down somebody's throat from another culture. I think it's important to give people choices. Right. And I think what your suggestion, what you're asking about is fabulous.
I know you've lived in LA all your life, right? Talk to us about how the city has changed, evolved.
You know, it's become more of a cosmopolitan city. It's not a New York, you know, but your population is growing. Now, I understand, according to what I read a couple of months ago, that our population is now decreasing. This is what I've read based on people, residents leaving California. Some of it, the earthquake. Some of it be the homeless situation. Some of it be, what do you want to call it? The poverty level has grown. You get a lot of people who don't want to deal with the immigration issue. Our governors have voted it a sanctuary state. And I think a lot of it has caused the job market to dry up in certain areas. Okay. I think that's a problem.
In some ways, he's right. A few blocks from the glitz and glams of LA's skyscrapers and into Skid Row, you'll see the disparity of wealth firsthand. According to the Los Angeles Homeless Service Authority, nearly 60,000 people are currently homeless in Los Angeles County. So why exactly is this problem so deeply integrated within the city? Guap believes the criminal justice system and the city government is to blame.
I think it's part of like the government's fault too, like how the criminal justice system works.
Of course,
yeah.
Of course. Yeah, if you want to get that, of course. And the reason I say that is right here. Now, this might sound kind of crazy. You might want to edit this one out, but everything's out here right. The White House, the Statue of Liberty is white, Lady of Justice is white, you know, the president's white, politicians are mostly white. So after the founding fathers, and it's been unfair since day one. I'm talking about that. Have they been killing black folks in the beginning? Yeah. So, again, I don't know what got people down here. I know what got me down here. When I was messing up. When I was going, you know what I'm saying, we're talking about my story, but I was going to jail a couple times, right? And then after so many times, the sentence gets longer. Right. And when the stuff gets longer, then you know your resources dwindle. People die, get older, Starbucks is here now instead of the old place. But then when you're faced with that kind of stuff, like, you have to think of this.
Joseph Weinhardt from one of the various shelters throughout the city disagrees.
Do you think the city government is doing enough?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. Our city, our state, our government they're putting in a lot of work in trying to eradicate homelessness. The problem is as many people as we house, that many people are losing housing because of the market, because of the economy. You know, we live in, especially living in LA here, it's expensive to live in LA. Right. So without supportive housing or low-income housing or something along those lines, with our housing market the way it is, people are going to always suffer from not being able to meet those needs, to meet those expectations. So end up usually having to access services that we provide. So for every 130 people that we're housing, another 150 people are losing housing. But we are on the top end of that, trying to do what we can to stay above the curve.
A large majority of the problem stems from the inefficient healthcare services and from the fact that mental health issues are still ignored and sometimes not given the necessary attention. But there's still hope. Services like these provide those people an alternative path, another chance to life.
While the streets at night are filled with the homeless sleeping, on the same street people are partying. Well, partying in LA style. If you want to have a good time, there's always something going on, be it a college party or some action at notorious nightclubs.
I've been working here since 2013. 13?
Like in a few words, if you can just describe to me, like what has the experience been working at this place?
Working at Deja Vu is a non-stop party. Like that's what Deja Vu is all about. Like their motto is literally where the party never ends. So every day of the week, a Monday night, a Monday at 10 p.m. they wanted to be a party in here. So if you guys came in here, it would be a party, and that's just their thing. So it fits into like to Hollywood's thing, because Hollywood's like a party city. So after 2 a.m. when all the bars and stuff close, everyone comes here, and the party just keeps going until 6 o'clock in the morning. It's all about fun. Yeah, it's a stress reliever. I feel like it's fun. Something for you and your friends on the weekend.
It's an escape for many, good or bad, you decide. There are far too many fitting adjectives to sum up the city in one word. A lot of people come here to embark on a new journey, to find something bigger than themselves. Some make it, and most don't. Life here is indeed a movie. It ebbs and flows. You just have to make the most out of it.